So I have, contrary to popular belief, I have been tuning into the WNBA playoffs. Liberty and Sun, I think, eclipsed in their game four. I think when the Liberty defeated the Sun 3-1. I believe that hit a little over 1 million viewers. But this is two super teams with the best player in the league on the Aces, an elimination game. So I would expect those numbers to be high. Now, they're higher than what the Sun and the Minnesota Lynx did. I think that's just because of market, right? Connecticut, Minnesota, you don't really think of that as like super large bases. But, you know, the WNBA fans are going to tune in, and they still had, I think, pretty good I think they still had pretty good ratings in terms of for them anyway. Nothing like, I mean, you're still talking 300,000 people short for their games versus the Liberty and Aces. But then you think about Caitlin Clark missing the playoffs, the Caitlin Clark effect. And to me, this is part of a larger issue. Yes, the game has grown, but this is what happens. And this was a lot of what I was getting pushback on. This is exactly what I was talking about when I said there is one superstar in the WNBA. And when I say superstar, I don't mean within the WNBA, because there's plenty of star players in the WNBA. But when you think superstar, I think of somebody who transcends the sport. Truth to power, a lot of these WNBA people were pushing these stars that a lot of the general audience, general sports media doesn't know. The WNBA was getting segments on First Take, you know, because of Caitlin Clark during baseball playoffs, even when she was about to get eliminated, even after she got eliminated. The story is who people want to talk about. That's what makes you a superstar in my definition. Now, again, there are superstars within the sport, or at least star players within the sport across all the teams. We just watched a couple of Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart. We just watched them in the playoffs. The New York Liberty are probably going to win the WNBA title, and they're probably going to waltz there. But again, the Liberty, which is a super team in the New York market, and the Las Vegas Aces, who have the best player in the league in Asia Wilson, also another super team who have Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum and all them, they eclipsed 1.2 million for game four, and they were over 900,000 in all their games from game one to the elimination game in game four, which is amazing. But in comparison, Caitlin Clark was getting more ratings on Ion TV versus the Washington Mystics. Caitlin Clark's last game had over 2 million people watching. So again, nobody is saying that the WNBA is a lack of talent or isn't exciting to watch. What we're saying is one player can change your league. One player can change the outlook or the perception of your league. No other player in the league is doing that but Caitlin Clark for whatever reason. So I think the conversation needs to be, how do we capitalize on that? It's over for what fans are really tuning in to watch. Who cares? That's my issue with you WNBA fans, the old ones anyway. Who cares why people are tuning in to watch the game? Caitlin Clark has effectively raised your ratings. And if somebody can tell me what the ratings were last year compared to this year for the playoffs, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say they're higher, because the residual Caitlin Clark effect is, yeah, I'm tuning in for Caitlin Clark, but hey, New York Liberty are pretty damn good. Oh, Asia Wilson. Wow, she's amazing. Oh, Satu Sabali. Oh, Arike. Oh, all these other players from Marina Mayberry. All these players are like, oh, wow, like there's somebody else that I kind of enjoy watching. Now, if you were expecting Caitlin Clark to come in year one and raise the tide, and now the WNBA all of a sudden is going to average $2 million and be on ESPN, then you're out of your mind. But what you hang your hat on is that the WNBA in the middle of the baseball playoffs averaged 1 million viewers for a playoff game. I think that is something to hang your hat on. Those are the small victories that WNBA fans, old WNBA fans, need to hang their hat on instead of hating on Caitlin Clark or upset that people are laughing at the fact that somebody voted for Angel Reese for Rookie of the Year, denying Caitlin Clark a unanimous vote, even though in your heart of hearts, you know, Caitlin Clark is the unanimous Rookie of the Year, considering that she's the only rookie that is on the all-rookie team and the all-WNBA team. So I don't know how she's not a unanimous rookie of the year, but I digress. The point is, there's two things happening. Caitlin Clark is the reason the WNBA is as popular as it is now. And there are great players in the WNBA. Both can happen. So this war of words that we're having, and a lot of it is semantics to me in terms of why the WNBA. The only reason people are talking about the players you love or the players you're championing is because people are tuning in to watch the Caitlin Clark games. Go ahead and look up the highest viewed games, the 10 highest viewed games in the WNBA. All of them, but maybe one or two are all Caitlin Clark games. So again, when I talk about superstars in a given league, I'm talking about people that anybody can just name. You could go to somebody who doesn't watch WNBA at all and know that Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever or knows who she is, knows that she plays in the WNBA. There's things that happen. You can talk to me about, oh, well, this was already in the works before she got here. This was getting done. People were already talking about it. I don't want to hear that shit. Things didn't happen until Caitlin Clark stepped on the court because the WNBA understands this is also a business. It doesn't matter that A'ja Wilson is better than Caitlin Clark. A'ja Wilson doesn't move the needle like Caitlin Clark. Nobody does. Matter of fact, not many people in sports move the needle like Caitlin Clark. I would argue she moves the needle more for her sport than anybody else in any other sport except maybe Shohei Ohtani. So listen, the WNBA should be very happy with the growth. The Caitlin Clark thing is just something you're going to have to deal with because she ain't going nowhere. And yes, it doesn't matter that she's not the best player in the WNBA. She's the face of the WNBA because she's getting regular people to tune in to watch your product. So less hating, more congratulating. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. Shout out to the New York Liberty. Hey, Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart, Jonquel Jones. Shout out to all y'all. I hope y'all go out and win the title. I'm glad that you got rid of the Las Vegas Aces because I'm tired of Dwayne Marcus hopping on here, celebrating the Aces. So anytime I can make him feel bad, I'm going to do it because that's my little bro and I appreciate him. But I'm very happy that his Aces are out of the playoffs, mostly because I'm jealous that he went on a cruise and didn't invite me. But that's another story for another time.